Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work. Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them on. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO... Good. If you use that neuroamp wisely, it will guarantee... well, it does make Ryujin look good. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting. You and me both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Ooh, look at that. Your surgical wound's healing like a dream. And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flash. That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready. One step closer to seeing market approval. So, tell me what you think. I hope you're not actually suggesting that the technology I spent years working on and perfecting never sees. This is groundbreaking work. My life's work. Fine. Make your case. You really think they could come after me? Well, perhaps I really do need more data. It could definitely do a lot of damage in the wrong hands. Well, this conversation's made me feel like a proper mon- But you're right. In a perfect world, tech like this... It is. It really is. For years, my only focus is... I never stopped to consider if it was right, or... I guess it'll be up to a vote either way. It's not on the meeting agenda, so I assume you'll bring... We just have to hope the others will... So the next question is... Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been... Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side? Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens we just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light. I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least... All right, I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion, so let's hear it. The possible backlash on tech like this is not lost on me. However, the internal neuroamp will define the next era of tech, with Ryujin at the forefront. It's not an opportunity you just walk away from. You're right. The moment you violate your customers' trust, even worse, you push them, well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk.
Hey there.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available. An efficient exchange. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd. Do you think they're worth redemption? Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge this is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match, getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay. Next question. What is your opinion on how and why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. Being prepared for anything is a great asset, one that must... I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's any... It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one, hence the added motivation that will bolster... Ah, your companion. I would be interested.
You are naive if you think tech like this will remain under control. Think of the neuroamp in the hands of a Varun Zealot or Crimson Fleet pirate. It is not a matter of if it will happen, but a matter of when. Will you be equipped to handle the repercussions when that day comes?
What makes you so certain this is inevitable? Not that I doubt the scenario.
Simple. It is human nature. Nuclear weapons, chemical warfare, xeno-warfare, mechs. Enemies and competitors will get their hands on this tech eventually and reverse engineer it to use however they see fit.
I admit, you've properly pushed my concerns to the very edge. Your friend here is quite convincing. The internal neuroamp does indeed come with risks. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
If only there were more hours in the day. Great, the bane of my department. If you need something, make it quick. You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity-L... All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me... You're right. Perhaps I prefer to operate on an abundance. The benefits definitely exist. One thing I definitely know is that I've heard enough. Too bad it wasn't as... If you only had some... Don't even get me started. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever... Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal... I'll do whatever I can to make sure it...
Well, that is one very clear position.
Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one say that. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal, even if you are a continual thorn in my side. You may be the greatest asset aside from being... This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now...
This meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on it. Good on you.
It would be almost fitting to see the technology immediately turned on those who fought.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down. I knew it was a grave security risk. And look what happened. You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents. I imagine we're looking at months of work. I only hope that Masako and the... Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparation. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment.
If you are free soon, could we talk? It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate... But talking about this, remembering all those years... Thank you. That means... I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the... There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established... Yes, I have found that to be true. It was, and is, still a surprise. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter. For they are lost, their fate is fixed. And yet here were these men and women with... It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but it's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo. And zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. But I left them all behind. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since, I have never looked for them. I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, how badly were their lives damaged by that moment? In my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened or what became of my friends. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I can no longer live with not knowing. I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. I do not... Thank you. That is... I'm sorry, I am not used to someone being so considerate on my behalf. I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments?
Infinity Ltd is an enormous unknown. The legal and financial risks are too great. I refuse to support the decision. Besides, I have enough to deal with now as it is.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. the malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely, but
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against? Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but she's right. Regardless of the pros, the cons are too morally and ethically irresponsible to move forward with.
The moment the public gets wind of the true capabilities of this tech, we're gonna suffer severe backlash.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye. Nay.
Vina, prep Project Dominion for storage. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today. Shelving the internal neuroamp. Not the outcome I anticipated. A fine point, but it still proves its usefulness. The truth remains, Lucas Drexler learned a hard lesson, and we exposed a traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. I suppose it is. Gratitude isn't something you typically... I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No, I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure.
There was no honor in Ularu's plan. It did not deserve to succeed.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. And also your opinion. As for the details, I think someone back on the office...
I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time. I suppose now you can add climbing the corporate ladder to your list of accomplishments. I think it is perhaps for the best that the research program will come to an end. Where that neuroamp tech... Already there has been too much conflict between corporations vying for this technology. This is true. It does not make sense to dwell on the project will be shelved, they call it? With the neuroamp matter settled, we should move on.
waiting here for ages.
I heard about your run-in with Tomo.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. But now that's all in the past. It's nice to see your recent experiences. Now, since you are new, you've been dealing with people, but the board holds any available assignments that our techs have... Good. The mission board is With your promotion, you've earned yourself and the best perk of them all. Oh, and you certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions...
Sidonia. I will be finding red dust. My clothing for days after we leave.
Careful near the railings on the upper level.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that line. Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having a laugh. Aurora, huh? Nice.
If the Trade Authority is not interested, that says a great deal.
All I'm going to point at is the ceiling, with my middle finger. Get that stuff out of here before you see security. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well... You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember...
Just demand the extra credits up front next time. These games are...
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brains. Oh, and it's been...
It is a good day, yes?
I'm just saying.
I sure hope this hearing loss isn't permanent.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away. Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Sidonia heard you. Okay. Okay. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first. Right down to business! And no small...
I see no good reason why we should have any extra...
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever they... Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you... Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most...
How can I assist?
Hello?
It's not coordinated execute efforts in the Star Yard and back.
Feel free to let me know about it.
I swear, that warning klaxon still startles me.
Something I can help you with? Adler Camp. Adler, you said? Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mine. Hey now. Take it easy there. Let me think about that person you mentioned. Adler, was it? Oh! Wait! You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good? Yeah? Come on! Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now.
Clearly this man has never seen how hard I can squeeze.
What games? No way! I'm already working my fingers... What? Oh my god. Please, tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to wiggle out of the debt.
Something important or just conversation?
Mining takes all types.
Have something for me? There, would you look at that? I knew that bug. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the mess? Nice, nice. You're kind of a natural at this. You know, if you like this kind of... You think you can handle running with my, That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for...
Look who finally had the guts to show up. Looks like Adler finally did something right for once. So, big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew. We'll see. When the waters get deep, it's sink or swim. So, before I put you to work, I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Reek. I want him dead. It's done when Rake stopped. Head back here when you're finished.
Can I have a pet? A pet? We're on a starship.
Come on, please. I need somebody to talk to when I'm on the ship by myself.
We do not want any trouble. Give him an inch. We'll see, Gumdrop.
All right. And what are your intentions with these crewmen? Damn it. I do not have choice, do I? Okay. Docking bay is open. Let's talk.
Ship is now docked. Perfect.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is not something I am going to do, not until you reveal your intentions. As far as you are concerned, I am Austin Rake. You want him? You're going to have to kill me. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port. That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate. Huh. No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear? You better stow that crap before you make me change my mind. And now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Joining the Crimson Fleet is hardly a cause for celebration. But you have your reasons. So for now, I will allow it.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived.
I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
Howdy.
Do you have anything to report? We got the message from the Ragana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more we do, the more we risk exposing the deception.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Ragana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem. Ah, so I take it you have good news. Were you able to join the fleet? Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda? Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum. Like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independent. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my... Keep up the good work. We'll expect further...
First mission in the books and no casualties. Good work.
Indicators are green. We're free. Slide. Yes, we're here. Look at those beautiful stars.
Docking procedure is complete.
Get out of my face. You said the take was 10K.
Greetings, Captain.
30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30. You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem. If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
Steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something? Never apologize. Not if you want anyone in the fleet to respect you. And if they don't respect you, put a gun to their head and they'll get the message. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Hell yeah, it is. Just watch your back when you do. Cred sticks tend to disappear around here, if you catch my meaning.
Assuming we are using this same abbreviation, I must disagree. I find this neither restful nor relaxing.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me. All right. History time. So, the Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, Lock, Key. Cute, huh? Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the Key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nav. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Yeah?
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
And you, always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the Key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the Key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the Key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss. On the right, you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. Patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood, the money. We call him our reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go the hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering. Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety. It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. The perfect segue into... Thanks to our relations with contacts across the... I've granted you all the necessary permissions to... If Neva's chosen wisely, we should... Now, I believe that covers all I have to... Take the elevator to the upper level.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop.
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
Of course, when the tour is over.
Ah, there's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. You'd better not disappoint, or you'll find yourself answering to me, personally. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before... Boss. Good. You're getting...
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarall for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big... Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one...
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording. And not a lot of facts.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the... Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see...
I've got bounties in every system. Idiots will never catch me.
Need a drink? Bog at the last Nova.
Don't even try to rip me off. We can talk about whatever... Don't be a stranger.
I hope you do not have any loose cred sticks.
Behold,
I fully
my rent.
expect... You would find them missing when we leave here.
Oh, bye, I guess. You don't make it in this life without a good weapon.
I hope Bug has something strong enough.
So, looks like we... Once again, I'm Jazz. Like Neva said, you need ship parts, repair? Neva's the only one who calls me that. To you and everyone else, it may not be wider, but it's... I can guarantee your ship will be in good. We got the best selection. Anything that keeps the UC and... Just let me know when you want to talk business. I don't mind helping, but... I've seen worse. And I need your cash.
It would seem that none of the wealth stolen over the decades has been spent.
That last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
How can I be of service, Captain?